Greetings everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon. Today we are finally putting an end to the Smash Bros collection, at least the main figure line, unboxing the much anticipated final 3 Smash Amiibo. And I know that they've already been out for like 2 or 3 weeks at this point, but I couldn't get them right when they launched, and I wanted to do them all together. I got Corrin and Cloud as a birthday present from my mom, and I just got a chance to pick up Bayonetta, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go in chronological order of their reveal. So first we have Cloud. Here he is, putting the work on Link. Everyone always wondering who'd win in a fight, Link or Cloud, because they both kind of came out at the same time period, or Ocarina of Time and Final Fantasy VII both came out around the same time period, and they had that kind of rivalry going on. So it's just a cool little throwback to that sort of rivalry the two have. And here we are first with Cloud. And they all have their Player 2 variants. I'm not particularly in love with them. Bayonetta's Player 2 variant I do actually really like. Corrin's is okay, and then Advent Children Cloud I couldn't really care about. But so that's my stance on that. Maybe I'll get like Bayonetta or something, I don't know. But it's not a super big priority for me right now. But here is Cloud. Bent his sword handle a little, getting him out of there. And here he is. Really, if you just look at some of these are all pretty human-shaped figures. If you look at like Marth when he first came out and compare them to what they have now, they've really come a long way on the quality of the sculpts. I think they really started to get the hang of it around when they released Roy and Ryu about a year and a half ago. But I think that's when they really started to get the hang of these. I mean, they're still not absolutely perfect, but I mean, for the price and everything, they're quite detailed. And here he is. You can see all the little bolts and everything on his shoulder guard and I guess wrist guard. I don't really know. Final Fantasy VII, never played it. Unfortunately, it's one of the few like not on a Nintendo system games that I'm actually quite interested to play at some point. Just haven't gotten around to it. But here he is. He's got his Buster Sword back here. And really, I'm still just shocked sometimes at the fact that Cloud is in Smash Bros. That was like a joke back when Brawl came out. Just Cloud being in Smash Bros. And yet now here he is. I mean, I was quite excited for all 3 of these characters to be revealed, but Cloud and Bayonetta were just so shocking. I actually screamed when they showed them off. But for the actual figure itself, like I said, there's a good level of detail here. There's his face. I mean, the only thing is really his face and his hair look a little, I don't know, off. I'm not quite sure how you'd make it better, though, given the size of the figure. For what it is, it's quite good. Fortunately, that's about all I can really say about Cloud, is just how shocking it is that he's in the game. Because I haven't played Final Fantasy VII. Next, we'll go on to Corrin, the only newcomer that's actually first party for Nintendo, or who's an actual like Nintendo character as opposed to guest characters like Bayonetta, Cloud, and Ryu. Of course, Lucas and Roy and Mewtwo are also Nintendo characters, but they were returning veterans as opposed to full new characters. Oh, and on the back here they have Corrin going at it with Captain Falcon. You would have thought they'd include some Fire Emblem characters, but here he is. And I just love this, except the support. I always harp on the supports. I mean, at least it's clear, it's fairly out of the way. You can kind of position it to where it's not super noticeable. But I just really don't like the supports. He doesn't look like he'd be that unstable if you got rid of it. Uh, he looks like he's got a good balance, and his cape is hanging off. But I mean, like Ganondorf had a big cape and everything, and it wasn't super unbalancing. But I didn't make it, so I don't know. So here's Corrin, and he looks quite nice as well. I love whatever it is they did on his sword to give that kind of like flaming aura. I think they used this. I think it's probably a similar effect to what they did for Smash Mario's Fireball. But it's just very nice. Again, quite a lot of detail. All the little seams and lines on his outfit, all very nicely colored. Like the other Fire Emblem character, they have this insignia on his cape. Nice texture, or all the little folds into the cape just to add to it. And his face looks quite nice. The only thing is he's got this like seam on his hair where the two pieces join together. But not super noticeable when you're looking at him head on. So overall, the support and the hair crease are the big complaints, but nothing too major. And his sword is quite sturdy, actually. And Corrin is actually my secondary character. I main Lucas, and then Corrin is my next best character. Just really love the way they used his dragon form in Smash. Made him very unique compared to a lot of other characters, but particularly the rest of the Fire Emblem cast. And I was quite disappointed when I actually played Fates. The Dragon Stone is nowhere near as good as just beating people in the face with Yato. Like, Yato's just so disgustingly overpowered. The Dragon Stone is not very useful. It does come up in, particularly I remember using it in Conquest to tank a lot of hits, because Conquest gets nutty. But so there's Corrin, my secondary character. Quite excited for him. In particular, I use Blue Corrin. Probably could have guessed I love blue, but Blue Corrin, secondary character in Smash. And finally, let's hit the climax with Bayonetta. When I just, like Cloud, I can't believe that she's in Smash, but Cloud was like, it was like Square wouldn't work with Nintendo to get Cloud into Smash, and he kind of represents that whole split they had with Nintendo because it was his game that they moved over to PlayStation to develop games for. So it was just one of those things where it was like, there's no way they'd do it, but then they did, and it was amazing. Bayonetta is just like, for a completely different reason. Like, Nintendo and Platinum have been pretty good to each other in recent years. Like, they've been working fairly closely. What with Bayonetta 2, if I remember correctly, they worked on like Star Fox Zero as well. But so they've had a pretty good relationship. But it was just it was just Bayonetta herself that is just such this. It's just from a game that is just very un-Nintendo. So to see her be in the game was just so shocking. And to her credit, I've played her games and they're absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely, Bayonetta 2 is a must-own on the Wii U. And I actually would have voted for her on the Smash ballot, but she was one of those characters where I was like, there is no way, zero chance that she would be in, and then she was, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe that many people actually voted for her. I mean, I don't know how they counted votes and everything, if they allowed multiple votes per person or what. I voted for the Inklings, and I think I did a joke vote. I think I did a joke vote for Crom. The Inklings was my main actual real vote. But if I had known that Bayonetta was actually on the table, I definitely would have voted for her. She's just such a charming and witty and snarky character. She's so over the top. just seriously, if you haven't played Bayonetta and you're old enough to play it, go give it a try. It's just so good. But here she is in all her glory. Queen Bayonetta takes the stage. When I was looking at these, I went through a few of them. When they're as intricate as this, there's bound to be some minor errors here and there. All of them had some problems. One had like a big splotch of blue paint on her hand. One had silver all over her leg. I went and picked the best looking one, but there's still some problems I could see in the box. This one's got a little dab of silver here and there on her leg, but it's not super noticeable like the other one that I put back was. Here on her face, there's a little speck of black on this side. I'm not talking about her beauty mark over here. It's a much smaller one right on her chin. But overall, this was the best looking one, and I mean, they all look fantastic. There's just so much detail here on such a tiny figure. And again, there are the supports, but in this case, I'm surprised they got away with as small of supports as they did, because this pose is just so absurd and over the top, just like Bayonetta is. Really true to her as a character. Just so gorgeous. Wow, they even have this little charm on her back. They've got the little these little charms here and there on flowing off the sides. They've got the chains on her guns. Really, just the amount of detail shows just why they had to push these back so long, because I would imagine this was not easy to get just right. But they really did a fantastic job on it. One of the best looking Amiibo, for sure. All of these are actually really fantastic looking, but I'd say of them, Bayonetta is the most intricate, for sure. But yes, just absolutely gorgeous. So excited to have all three of these. And with that, we finally bring the Smash collection, not counting variant figures and whatnot, the main Smash collection to a close. Let's go ahead and take a look at that just a minute. So, thank you all so very much for watching. Following along with these simple Amiibo unboxings, just taking a look at all these different Amiibo we've collected over the course of like 2 years means a lot to me. I do still have some more Amiibo to unbox, but this concludes the Smash line. Again, thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon, signing out.